What's up, everybody? This is Whiskey in the Six. I'm Rob. This is kind of take two of a video I attempted earlier. I'm just gonna add, actually, you know what? Yeah, I'll add a touch more. I'm doing the Bowmore 12-year-old, okay? Bowmore 12-year-old. This is, I believe, my first Islay review. But before I get too into detail about that, I want to thank my wife for the early Father's Day present. The glare kind of blocks out the whiskey, but obviously that's the name of my YouTube channel, Whiskey in the Six. I'm debating whether or not I might move this to this wall, just so that it's not obstructed by the glare, and I'll put the Game of Thrones picture back there, or one or the other. We'll figure it out. But thank you to my wife. I appreciate the gift. Same rules apply to the pronunciation of the word Islay in the beginning. So what, like, as you know, in comparison to the word island, okay? It's I-S-L-A-Y. A lot of people mispronounce it and say Islay. It's not that. Islay. It's not that. It's Islay. Okay. It took me a while to figure that out. There are other YouTube whiskey reviewers that are Scottish that pronounce the Gaelic words the right way. So if you're interested, I would suggest you check them out. Bowmore is an interesting product because it's fairly priced as far as Islay goes. Islay tends to be very expensive, and it's because of this whole fascination people have with peated whiskey, and it's one of the few regions that specialize in peated whiskey. The Islay Region is an island off of, in the southern portion of Scotland. Okay, so it's off of the mainland, and it's surrounded by ocean that has active waves, and there are pretty active winds on the actual island as well, which cause an interesting effect for the whiskey, okay? Because of the winds, because of the ocean mist, you get a very iodine saturated whiskey because the ocean mist settles into the barrels, okay? So if you nose this, you pick up your peat right away. It's not overly peaty, it's more like a Lagavulin peatiness, maybe a little less than a Lagavulin, but you get iodine right away. You get like seaweed instantly, okay? It's got a little bit more of a vegetal nose on it than when I did the Talisker review, and I mentioned a slight vegetal nose, okay? This has a little bit more of that, but it's not off-putting at all. It's still very nice, okay? When you continue to nose it, you get some lemon, all right? You get some honey. If you have ever tried them before, Hull's made one of their product line had a lemon Hull's, and it was filled with honey. That's almost exactly what I'm smelling here. So you have that iodine note, the lemon note, and the honey note, and it's all combined, and it's actually very pleasant. Okay, I will say that this is bottled at 40%. It is chill filtered, and it probably has added color. So unfortunately that takes away some marks from the actual whiskey, but it's still good stuff. All right, on the palate, okay, sweet entry. That lemon honey picks up on the palate as well. It's got a decent finish. kind of ends quickly. Ends with a bit of peatiness, which is nice. Not a lot of peat on the palate, which some people might prefer. Some people like that the nose of the whiskey has a lot of peatiness, and then it subsides as you start to taste it. I would prefer the finish to be a bit longer, but at 40% you can't really expect too much, okay? On the palate again. Okay, so there's pretty much zero alcohol burn on the palate, which is nice. But if you pick up a bottle of Glenlivet 12-year-old, pick up a bottle of Glenfiddich 12-year-old, you're getting the same kind of alcohol percent. Well, you're getting the same alcohol percentage for sure. They're all three bottled at 40%. Unless you're a big Islay fan, if you had to choose a Scotch in that price range, I would say spend $5 more, so maybe like a couple pounds more, and grab a Tomatin 12-year-old, because the overall product is better in my opinion. It has more character, a wider profile, whereas this is a pretty standard whiskey. Very good stuff in my opinion. I would buy another bottle of this. It's cheap compared to, like I said, almost all the other Islas in its class. Okay, so you're looking at Isla's famous for the Ardbegs, the Lafrogs, the Lagavulins. Bunnahabhain is making its way up in the Islay, region. But the cheapest of those starts, well, Lagavulin I think has a bottle around $70, which is 10 years old. Bunnahabhain, the 12-year-old, goes for about $80. And Ardbeg's 10-year-old starts at $100. So when relating it to the other available whiskeys in that region, it's a lot cheaper. Okay, so definitely a good option if you're an Islay fan. I'm gonna give this a B+. It's good stuff. It's not incredible stuff. It doesn't wow me, but for the price and what you're getting, it's good. You can't go wrong. Okay, so B+. If you like this video, please subscribe below. I want to thank my subscribers for continuing to watch. I do promise, there was one of my subscribers asked me if I'm going to get to the Old Pulteney shortly. I will. I promise. I just would like to get to a couple things before that, just to get them out of the way, because they've been sitting on my desk for a while. But this is coming up. I also have on order, coming very shortly, Glenmorangie Signet. I might have butchered that name, but I'll find out the proper pronunciation before I review it. And Glendronach 15-year-old Revival. Okay, so there's a few spots in the United States that still sell the Revival, and it's pretty much sold out everywhere else. So I will be getting my hands on that, and I will be reviewing those two whiskeys in the days to come. But until then, we have the 40 Creek Barrel Select, which is a standard 40 Creek offering. We have the Nonino 25th anniversary. This is a grappa company that's made more of a brandy. This is about 5 years old, and it's aged in a few different casks. One being limousine casks, which is similar to like a cognac. Another is ex-sherry casks, and it's a mixture of a whole bunch of different grapes. So we'll talk more about that in the days to come. And then I also have to do the Collingwood, Canadian whiskey. Okay, so that's coming up shortly as well. Okay, so B+, like and subscribe. Thanks again to my wife for the beautiful poster, And I also have Instagram and Twitter. On Instagram, I'm at Whisky in the Six, just like that. And then on Twitter, I'm at Whisky_in_the_6. Cheers, guys.